Hello, welcome. It's Janine. I'm not going to lie, I'm out of sorts. I'm all of a dither. If you don't know me, if you've not watched me before, welcome. And if you're coming back to me, then welcome. I'm 54, my name's Janine. I do healthy eating. Me and Cece, my dog, my grandson Thomas. Nice, kind gestures, trying to help people if they feel a bit down and being hard on themselves to build them up, and probably a little bit more, but I'm out of sorts, guys. I'm all over the show. I've got my operation in 2 days. Oh yeah, my implant's coming out, if you don't know that as well. They're coming out in 2 days' time. So that's what I'm all about. But you're going to have to bear with me today because Abby took me shopping. Jordan's coming home, my son, to look after me, and Abigail's coming home with Thomas. So the plan was for Jordan to send me a list. Well, he didn't send me a list, and I've got loads of food in. But anyway, my chair's on the wobble. Abigail took me shopping, and I was walking around Asda, and I didn't know he asked for my elbow. And consequently, I spent £102, and I couldn't tell you what on. And I said to Boo, that's what happens when you don't plan. You walk in the shop and you just pick up, do. She was saying, well, what are we going to have, Mum? And I was saying, you just pick. I don't know. So, my brain's all over the show. So, I've my eating I've not been bad, but I've certainly not been following the 80-20 rule because I just want it to be done now, to be over and done with, and just, start to get on with it. So, I've gone a bit off kilter, shall we say, and do you know what? I was in Asda and I was looking at all the sweets and everything, and I could have just dived into everything and come home and thought, I just want to eat chocolate and sweets and, crispy fried chicken and everything, but I didn't. Because I know me future Janine won't thank me for that, and I'm 2 days before I have an operation. I should at least be trying, shouldn't I? It says cut down on your smoking. I don't smoke, but I eat cig, and I'm puffing it like there's no tomorrow, I'm not gonna lie. So hey ho, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and that's the way we go in life, isn't it? What can you do when your body's leave? I'm just gonna embrace it, give myself a little hug and be kind to myself, because you know what, 1 weeketh does not maketh a lifetime, does it? So I have been making Cece's food from scratch, which I'm quite proud of myself for. So I've done 3 days worth. This is what I'm making it. Cece's my dog, I think I just said that, but you're going to have to excuse me. So this is fish and vegetables. So Cece's got a lot of allergies, so I'm trying to, I know she's allergic to grass and pollen, but I'm trying to, I watched a guy called, is it the dog? Oh, I can't remember his name. Sorry, guys. He's on the other video. I want to say the dog inspector, but I think that's the hotel inspector, isn't it? And he said, a lot of it can be to do with the gut. So I thought, okay, I'll give that a whirl. I mean, what a time to start this, but, it's a distraction, isn't it, for me? Do you know what I mean? 2 years ago, I'd have just been under the quilt for a week leading up to it. I wouldn't have come out. I'm telling you that for nothing. So she's got carrots, broccoli, fish, blueberries, what else is in there? Green beans. I'm going to give her some, that's my tea. I'm going to give her some Greek yogurt. Now this guy said, the dog, I can't remember his name. This guy said that it can be a lot to do with the gut, the microbiome. So I've gone down to feeding her once a day to hopefully give her gut a rest. We shall see. We can try, can't we, peeps? We can try. I'm not going to lick that spoon today. I know I normally do, but it's like, I don't want fishy remnants in my mouth. So she's going to have that, and then she's going to have a spoonful of extra virgin olive oil. So I'm feeding her once a day at 5 o'clock. And she's been great, to be fair. She's been really good with it. I mean, he said Dogs will eat 4 times a day if you feed them 4 times a day. So let's see if we can sort her stomach out in the kitchen house. She's got the vets tomorrow. So, for a little check-up, because she has to get a check-up before they give me more of a medication. So, yeah, I went, they gave me 10. This is peanut butter. This is 100% peanut butter, so she's fine with this. They gave me 10 on Saturday. I went and picked them up. 10 tablets, £25. Now, I don't begrudge it, but it's a dear do. So I get the prescription off them for 18 quid. And I order them online. I get them for like something like £1 each. So that works out cheaper. So that's her tea. And then she's going to have that. I'm not going to give her until 5. What time are we in? Oh, it's 5:05. So, but why? Because I'm prepping food and she can be a Guinness, I'm going to put that there. I was going to give her an egg, but I've decided against that. So, how is everyone today? Are we all okay? I hope you are. I mean, I've not been on this weekend, but I've had a lovely weekend and I have been out of sorts. So I hope you're all okay and you've been giving yourself big hugs and being kind to yourself and looking after yourself and loving yourself. So, yeah. What was I saying? Right, so for tea, do you remember I made the beans on the weekend? Well, I didn't eat, I had a butty last night for my tea. I'm not going to lie with what I eat. I had a butty. Then I bought some of these Kind bars. Now, I know they've got sugar in them, but I'm not going to be able to make me biscuits. So I bought them. They were in Farm Foods, 4 for £1. So, I mean, they're normally expensive, aren't they? And I've looked on the internet and it says they're not very healthy. Well, I'll have to do because I do need something in me. So, what's the ingredients? So, well, almonds, peanuts, dark chocolate coating, and then it comes sugar. So that's quite high up on the agenda. And you know me, I try to stay away from high sugar foods. But at this moment in time, needs must. I can't do my biscuits, so I'm going to do them. And they're not that bad, are they, do you know? But yeah, so I got a box, 12 in a box, for £3, which is good and they're nice, you know. So I had some of them last night. What else did I have? I had a bag of crisps. I had some of my sugar-free sweeties. I had a bar of dark chocolate. What else did I have? I had a protein bar, you know, me raw ones. I've showed you them, haven't I? Where are they? Oh, there. So, yeah, you can safely say one of them. I had one of them. What did I have for my breakfast? Must have had my yogurt for my breakfast. So you can safely say, for this week, I won't be following the 80-20 rule, but that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So I've got my beans. I'm going to put these in the pan to heat. And I bought some bread, which is not my rye bread, but I didn't even look at the ingredients, guys, because at this moment in time, there's very little I can do about it. My son's going to be cooking, and I can't expect him to cook everything that I eat. So yeah, sustainable palm oil, flour treatments, ascorbic acid. I'm not even going to look what they are because I'm not going to busy my mind with something that I've got no control over. I need to eat, I'm going to eat. You know, as I say, I'll have a week and then after that, I'll just be back to me normal. But you know what? Because I'm not doing my cooking and that, I felt out of sorts because normally I go to Aldi or Abigail takes me to Aldi and I buy all my things and I know what I'm getting because I know my cooking routine and it's took me out of sorts. So just thought if you're going through something at some point in your life and you feel like you can't concentrate or you're out of sorts and you know you might go a bit off par with your healthy eating and that's because something's happening to you and it won't last forever. So just roll along with it and it'll be all right. Everything will be all right in the end. It all works out and we all work through it, don't we? And we come out the other side and everything's okay. So yeah, next week Jodie's gonna cook. He's a good cook, but he wants to get the air fryer out. Well, I said through gritted teeth, but as I'm not in the kitchen, you can get it out. Now, I'm not opposed to an air fryer. I had an air fryer in my kitchen until a good few months ago, but then I decided I wanted to get rid for my own reasons, because I wanted to cook more, and I was in a bit of a rut with me having this virus thing I've got. But Jordan can get it out. So I might even have a couple of chips, mightn't I? The packet chips, but it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. What matters is I'm eating. So I'm just going to put the cooker on, guys. I'm eating, and, you know, I'm being looked after by my family, which is a blessing, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's a blessing to have my son come home from Yorkshire for a week and look after me. And my daughter, you know, my daughter's partner said that's okay. She can come and stay. She won't stay the whole week. She's got 3 dogs as well, so, and he works, the partner. But yeah, so it's a blessing, so I'm just going to go with the flow. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with the flow. So I'm going to have my beans with some nice toast, bit of cheese spread, and an egg on it. And that's what I'm going to have. And it's going to be delicious. So I'll do a bit of prep now, and I'll be back in a minute. All right. I'm back. So I bought this. I've never got it before. Normally I'll put my own fruit in, don't I, in my yoghurt, but I just thought a little bit of a change, something nice for myself. Icy Skyer, low sugar baked apple. Got good protein in. And then I bought this kefir drink. Do you remember when I said I tried to get that powder that Kirsten said for me to get with the good for your microbiomes? Because I know I'm not feeding my stomach how I should be at the moment, and I can feel it, do you know what I mean, in my gut. So I couldn't get them. It's Beautiful. I ordered it on Boots, didn't I? And they said they were sending it, and they didn't. So we're seeing that in Asda. So I thought, right, I'll have a drink of that instead. And that. So they're good for my stomach. Yeah, and then I got myself some of these. Mrs. Ellswood sweet and sour gherkins. So I thought, well, they're in vinegar. That's good for your stomach, isn't it? And then I'm going to have some gherkins on it as well. So I'm doing my egg now. Yeah, it's very much so. I think because I'm not in control, and I'm not a control freak by any way. I'm quite laid back, but I like all my ducks in a row. And like, you know, when like this journey that I've been on, I like everything just so. So I have, you know, I've got my routine and I have it all planned out, and I know what I'm doing on that day. Like Sunday's a reset day. Sunday I do all my housework. Probably like yourself. So this is just sort of don't feel in control, and because of that I want to eat. I want to go back to bad habits, and for me it was a bad habit. You know, I had a really bad relationship with food and sugar, and my mind's going. I probably like triggered that path that the grass has grown over on, and it's woke up and it's gone, right, come on, you're not in control, so what are you going to do? You're going to stuff your face, because that's what I used to do. So it's hard, and I'm finding it hard to lean into it, because I just want to just eat everything, like, but I know I can't. I'm not hungry, because my stomach's turning because of the thoughts of the operation, but my brain's going, come on, just, you know, feed your emotions, you'll feel better for you, because that's what I did in times gone by. So it's a bit of a challenge for me, and it's not one I've faced for a long while, you know. I just haven't, because I've not had this situation. Even like when Abigail was having Thomas, I was in control of that, and I was a mum, and I had to, you know, it wasn't directly at me, do you get me? I mean, you know, like, because it did go a bit belly up the bed, but it's mad, because that part of me is going, well, just eat, you'll feel better if you eat a load of things, Janine, you know, comfort eat, but I can't, because I don't want to, but it's I'm like that, pull, because my brain's going, you know, me mad. I've got that little shoulder, the angel there going, no, don't do it, Janine, because you'll regret it. Your gut, imagine, remember your gut. And then this little one's going, go on, just have a load of chocolate. Go on, just go and get some jellies from the shop. And it's not a challenge I've had for a long time. So, yeah, but it is because I'm having this operation, and Jordan's coming home, he's going to be in the kitchen, I'm not going to be cooking my own food and all that, and I'm like, oh, but I'll be alright with it, I know I will. So I'm poaching my egg in the pan while we're chatting. That's my little toasty roasty. I put my cheese spread. So what I'm doing is, I'm having some things outside of my restrictions, but I'm not going 100%. Like I bought chocolate for Jordan and stuff like that, you know, and I can still do that. Time gone by, I couldn't even have one bar of chocolate in the fridge. If I bought a packet of chocolates, big, like say 5-pack, I had to eat the 5, do you know? So I'm still in control in that way, but it's very, very hard because I just want to emotionally eat because I'm going through an emotional time at the moment that's directly about me. So yeah, so little pause. But what do you do stuff like that? It's good to talk about things like this because, you know, this might be a trigger for you if you're starting off on your healthy eating journey, and you might have a trigger, and you think, oh, you know, you don't know why. It's like sometimes because things are out of our control, our mind might go back to that and think, well, what did you used to do when that happened? Do you know what I mean? And I used to eat a lot of sweets and have a glass of wine. So, and now I'm not doing that anymore, and this is a big, massive challenge I'm facing, probably the biggest challenge in the 18 months since I've started doing this. And my mind's going, no, Janine, just eat a load of sweets. Go on, just stuff your face. Go on, you know, it'll make you feel better, but it won't. Anyway, I'm going to check my chucky egg. So I'm hoping my egg's done. This is me tea. So yeah, it was like, before I started on all this and I went to my therapy, it was like me overeating and me overconsumption of wine I was trying to fill a void that, you know, therapy helped me heal from. But there's a guy called, what's his name? He's really good. Bear with me, I'll find him now. Cameron Whitcomb. And I don't know what his story is. I've just seen him on TikTok. And he says in part of the lyrics, I won't, but I could pull that bottle off the shelf. Anyway, it goes on and on. Can't remember all the words, and you don't want to hear me singing anyway. You have it raining. And it's just about saying, you know, could disappear for a week. You know, no one would know if I overate today, you know, or if I had a bottle of wine. No one would know. I could hide it, couldn't I? But I would know. And he says on it, he's dead good, Cameron Whitcomb, Whitcomb. He's on YouTube. But he says at the end, it's nice to know I got options. And I do, like we all do. I've got an option. I can know that this storm's going to pass. This challenge in my life is going to pass, isn't it? You know, I'm going to wake up next week from the operation. I'm going to start a new chapter in my life. And I've prepared for all that. Yeah, I am going to have my son home and I'm not going to be in control of my cooking and, you know what I mean, but I've got to see that as a blessing. Let me just straighten you up a bit so you can see me tea, peeps. You know, rather than the old me would have just gone into a spin and thought. It's hard, it's hard to explain how, like, it was probably fear that I just, you know, like, if someone was an hour late, I got really upset. Do you know, it was like I didn't realise that I was being an ass, really. Do you know, I had people probably walking on eggshells, if I'm honest with you. I mean, Kay always says to me, no, you didn't, you know, you weren't. But I'd have an outburst and then I'd feel incredibly guilty about it. Hence, I'd go and get a bottle of wine and a bar of chocolate and a bag of jellies. And that's how I fed into it. Do you know what I mean? Because there was a time in my life when I had no control. So, when my life changed, I just wanted control of everything so that didn't happen again. Now, you could be 3 hours late and it wouldn't bother me. I mean, say you were saying, if the shop was shutting at 4 and you said, I'll come and pick you up, I'd say something like, well, pick you up at 2, I'd say, well, just remember the shop shuts at 4, you know, so, but it's just a change, isn't it? It's a shift. I've gone a bit off kilter there, but if anyone, you know, has ever been through therapy, it does strip you down and it makes you look at yourself and all your faults, warts and all. And would I ever be in this position if I hadn't gone to therapy? No, I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't, because my therapist, you know, she gave me some home truths about Janine, and you know, I'm not perfect now, but I do strive to see things from other people's point of view, and you know, just remember that in life, you know, if someone's doing something to you, the people in your life who love you, I'm not talking about the other people, if they're a little bit late or they forget something, they're not doing it to hurt you. They're doing it because they're just a little bit forgetful. Do you know what I mean? So always remember that. Remember the people who love you. Don't be too hasty with them. Do you know what I mean? And stay clear of the other ones. Do you get me? Anyway, so I've made a nice tea. I was going to have a butty and I thought, no, Janine, you haven't been on all weekend. Come on and say hello. Because I love you. You know, it's like, this is so good for me. Come on, Janine, and be accountable. So I have. And I've had a smashing morning this morning. I've had baby Thomas overnight. And because mummy and daddy wanted to go out. I mean, they're the new parents, so they wanted to go out. So Abigail came this morning. She had a fat head. They don't drink, do you know what I mean? So they've gone out for a few scoops and she's felt it. But she had a delightful time, and Tom, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? Making sure that they stay together as a couple and they remain, you know, Tom and Abby, not Thomas's mum and dad. So I was happy about that. We still had a little laugh. Anyway, so I had Thomas overnight for her. And we got up this morning, we got ready and all that. I didn't bring him on because I didn't have the time. And then Thomas, Cece the Poochie and me, we went for a walk around the block. And then I took him to the park. And it was his first go on the swings. So I asked Abby could I take him, because I don't want to take away any firsts that are hers, do you know what I mean? And she was like, yeah, mum, of course. So he had an absolute ball. You know, he didn't have a hat, so I had to put one of my caps on him, but this is it, in his pram, with the cap on upside down. And then I showed him on the swing. Look at this one. He's cracking, isn't he? I love him to pieces. I had a little video. But yeah, there he is in his little swing. He's a bit big. Bit small for it. But yeah, and you know, they're the type of things that remind me this is why I want to stay healthy. Do you know? Because I've got that little smashing little fella, haven't I? That loves me dearly, and I've got my Cece and I've got my family. So anyway, as I always say, just thanks for listening. I love it when you just, and I know, like, you know, I just know, I don't have to say anything, I don't have to explain myself, and I just am grateful to have, you know, people watch my little videos, and for me to have this format to come on and have a little chat. But as I always say, guys, please, if you're having a week off because you're doing something and think, oh, just remember, take it one day at a time, and you know, a week does not make us a year. You know, we don't, if we go off kilter and we might put a couple of pounds on, that's not what gets us to the stage we are. Or if we are in emotional distress and we get unhappy and we want to go to bed for a day, that's absolutely fine. Tomorrow's a new day, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So just remember to be kind to yourself, to love yourself, and look after yourself. Nearly forgot now. And give yourself a big hug if you need one. Alright, I'll send you a big hug and a big kiss. Alright, take care, guys. Bye bye.